Hey guys, I've got a question for you. Do you want more intimacy in your relationship? I cannot imagine that you would say no to that question, although I'm pretty sure that somewhere in the world there might be a person that doesn't want to have more orgasmic states or deeper connection with their partner. But surely enough, you're probably not one of them since you're clicking on this video. So today I have for you 15 different tips on how to bring intimacy into your relationship. It is based on 5 different types of intimacy that I've spoken about in another video that you can check out. Today we are here to talk about the practical ways how to bring it actually into your relationship. As me personally, I would like to have all of these types of intimacy in my intimate relationship. Not maybe with all of my friends, not maybe with all of my family, because some are very specific to different groups of people, but surely enough, I would like to have them definitely within my life somewhere. Let's talk about how to enhance intimacy within your intimate relationship, which is what we are here for. So first and foremost, let's start with the sexual intimacy. So it is the first type of intimacy that I speak of. And what then are the practical ways to bring this type of intimacy into your relationship? Look, I'm sure that you are no stranger to this one, and given the fact that this platform allows me to speak freely about certain things but not the other things, I'm not gonna go into very particular detail about like how to enhance this area of your life, as I believe there are also different resources. That being said, I do touch on the sexual connection and how to create it and how to enhance it from the point of sacred sexuality and tantra and even kink on this platform. That's where we are heading with this. So, to mention some ways how to bring more sexual connection into your relationship, I would suggest the following. First and foremost, give each other regular massages. And I'm not talking about massage that releases your muscles and just makes you feel good. I'm talking about sensual massage. You have a really unique opportunity to create a space where you just touch your partner for the purpose of pleasure, for giving them the sensations that are actually really yummy and really juicy. And you're not a normal masseuse, so you don't have to focus on just using your hands, but you can use all of your body. And I challenge you, if you don't know how to do it, watch my other videos that describe how to actually give someone a tantric massage, which is very much a sensory experience. And it's just absolutely amazing way how to connect with your partner. Tip number 2 is make out for a while. When we start a relationship, it's so common to just get lost in those moments when you just kiss and kiss and kiss, and it's like the long, wet, deep kissing that just lasts for a while. But the deeper and deeper we go, we tend to shorten these ways of foreplay, as to say, or just kiss for no reason at all for this amount of time. So can you go back and actually recreate these moments when it was so yummy and so great to just connect with your partner so innocently and just explore all these flavors of kissing and just being with one another and allowing the energy to flow without actually going anywhere? The third one, I would encourage you to go into pictures taking. Whether it is for purpose of taking, boudoir photo shoot, or making just make at home kind of sensuality type of pictures for your partner in your underwear or, in the shower, goes for both sexes. Do that, create that, and send that to them. Or if you are up for a challenge, do it together. One of you takes the camera, the other one poses, and you can just find this like synchronicity and co-creation of like finding each other in the beauty of who you really are and in the sexiness and sensuality of it as well. So these are the tips for how to create the sexual connection. The second one, second type of intimacy is the physical one. So physical is a little bit different. It is the connection of our physical bodies without necessarily that ending in horizontal tango in a bedroom. So imagine as a way of physically connecting to someone is actually might be giving your partner the massage, but this time really just to rub their feet because you want to make them relax, or massage their hands after a hard day at work, massage their scalp or massage their shoulders. So here it's really like giving them the massage and touching their body without necessarily making it mean anything more than just being physically connected with one another. The second tip in this arena is melting hug. So it's super funny to see in our society that there are certain communities that, you know, do this like, yo bro hug, and you just clap on the other's back. And then there are communities that really do the long, crazy long melting into one another hug. So that's the one that I'm encouraging. You know, take your time. Hug is a beautiful way where our bodies co-regulate together. It's this beautiful level of connectedness where your heart and are connected and you're leaning into the other person. And the longer you stay, the more you breathe through it, the more your body will relax. I personally experienced something that I call a hug high, when I disconnect from the person, and I've actually melted so much that I have this like sense of losing balance for a second. And it's so yummy. It's so good just to be in that level of connection and giving it its time. Like, what's the rush? Like, really, what's the rush? Number 3, in the physical arena, I would actually encourage that you create intimacy in also physical activity, something where you actually sweat together. Because who says who says it has to be pretty all the time kind of thing, you know? I personally love hiking. So I would imagine physical intimacy being going on a hike together for 10K for the whole day trip, and just experiencing those moments of intimacy there, you know, like when you're sweating together and you're overcoming a hurdle together, there is an intimacy bridge created between you two in that moment. It does not have to be hiking either. It can be, you know, biking. It can be some sport that you play together. It can be just like physical activity where you get together and you really hone in into that, supporting one another in physical capacity and creating bridge that way. So here we are getting to the third type of intimacy, that is the emotional. So here we are to share our feelings, to, you know, open ourselves to the other, to be truly seen, heard, and felt. Once again, here we are, 3 things for you, 3 tips. The first one is hand on heart meditation. So imagine that you sit across from one another and you sit close enough so your hand can be placed on their heart and the partner puts the other hand over it. So both of you have done it, like hand on each other's heart and then hand over it. In this way, lock the eye contact and then just be together. Just be there, breathe, and just look into each other's eyes whilst feeling the other person's body. This is emotional intimacy without words. So it can be really easy for people that struggle to express their emotions. You just invite them to be together. Believe it or not, it can be difficult enough for people that struggle even to maintain eye contact. So, you know, don't make it difficult. If you can't maintain the eye contact, just keep the hand there and close your eyes for a second. Just allow each other to be as vulnerable as you can in that moment. And if you practice it, if you every now and then drop into these spaces, the intimacy increases and then you become more and more comfortable in creating these spaces. There's even more that can come from this simple practice, and this is like your basis. So it's a beautiful way how to just remind yourself that you are in this relationship because you love the person and you are there for their heart as well as all the other things. Second way how to create emotional intimacy is actually create an opportunity to laugh together and have joyful experience. So whether it's going out to see a stand-up comedy or play a sport together that actually makes you laugh or start a new activity, just create this opportunity to actually just be in joy together and playfulness, or maybe it's even just flirting, you know, like you just like having this banter and allowing yourself to be in the joyfulness of being with one another. It's a beautiful way how to have emotional intimacy as well. And surely enough, I have a third tip that then digs a little bit deeper, and it's more about asking questions that actually bring up different emotional things. So imagine having a conversation and asking questions. What do you love? What do you love about me? What do you love about yourself? What are you scared of? what are you excited about in life. Asking about emotions and their connection to life is a beautiful way how to explore where your partner is at and how to get to know them deeper. And questions like, what do you fear, can be incredibly revealing. And it can be incredibly connecting to actually know your partner, not just for the beautiful things, but also for the things that makes them run for the woods. So this brings us to the fourth type of intimacy, which is the mental and intellectual. So within this type of intimacy, it is connecting with our minds through discussion, debate. One tip here is read the same book together. Find a topic that you're interested in and choose a book that you both gonna read. Maybe it's to both of your benefit. It can be even about relationships. And then you can discuss what you actually think about those ideas. Is there anything you would like to implement in your relationship? Did you get any inspiration? Another idea is actually to find a workshop in your local area, ideally in person, and actually go to that. Like, go and stimulate your mind together. Go to certain things together. Try to grow together. Within a workshop or seminar on a topic of your choice, it can be a really beautiful way how to enhance your life and enhance your partnership. And the third one, again, back to questions. But with this one, you're a little bit more probing into how your partner understands the world. So questions like, are you a spiritual person? What is spirituality to you? What is love to you? What does home feel like to you? What does home look like to you? Understanding these concepts that we often take for granted is a really beautiful way how to get to know your partner and see like whether you see the world in the same colors. And often you can find things that you don't actually see from the same point of view, and you may find that it would cause a lot of clash and a lot of fighting together just because you seem to speak the same language, but you actually understand those words completely different. And last 3 tips in the arena of spiritual intimacy. So this one is a little bit, I believe, not that common to people, like unless you have faith, you have certain religion that you belong to. Not many people experience this aspect of relationship. But it's a very beautiful one. Spiritually connecting to another person is really important. So how would you do that? Me personally, I would create a space maybe to meditate with my partner. Because in that moment of finding presence within self and being with another in the same space, it really just hones into like feeling the nuances of who they are energetically. It's not all about like consistently talking, explaining yourself. We are far more than just physical human beings. We are energy. We are energy in motion as humans. So it's like, can you just be with your partner in that space, meditate, and then just feel them in those nuances of like who they are as a soul, as a spirit? Beautiful way how to connect. Another one, fun one, is actually manifestation, and you can go all the way into like another one, fun one, is actually manifestation, and you can go all the way into understanding topics like sex magic and manifesting and creating the life that you truly desire. It is a spiritual aspect because it has a lot to do with our consciousness and with how we perceive the world. We're digging into our limiting beliefs, into the paradigms that we have adopted from our parents or from society. We're changing the way of our thinking, of our being. So, going into manifestation and honing into that aspect of like the creation and like who you are as a soul is just a beautiful way to explore, beautiful way to be with your partner. And then there's the last one, our 15th tip for the day actually. It's ritual. I would highly suggest, and I'm gonna do many videos about this in the future because it's my favorite one. I love to play with this. It's creating rituals. So what do I mean by that? So, we often go to places for a ceremony and we take that for granted because someone else prepares it and, they set up the space and whatnot. But the same thing can be actually, created within your relationship. You can create a space where it's not about sexual connection, it's about devotion to one another, it's about worship. And you can create this beautiful space with incense and candles, and just bring this space where, like, for 1 hour you just like really in completely different trance like states. I've had incredible things come through, and like those experiences, just some of the most fabulous things that have happened to me in partnerships, because they're very unique, very connective to more than myself in my flesh. It's the connection, creating transcendent connection with your partner. It's like beyond, like, imagine multidimensional relationship. What would that look like? Well, ritual is one of the ways how to explore that. So subscribe if you want to hear more of those, because I definitely have quite a few ideas and quite a few things I have done in the past, and I'll be sharing them. And that is my final tip. Take this as a baseline. Now grab a paper, write down those 5 types of intimacy: the sexual, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, and actually write down 1 to 3 things that you could actually do within your relationship. If this is like very foreign to you, or like you really struggle to bring in most of them into your life, just choose one and start with that, and just create a little bit different bridge. Create a new connection with your partner. Don't start, like, you don't have to implement them all at the same time. This is kind of like exercise for all those years to come. And like, you might start one area, you might like focus at one point on the physical, and then on the emotional, and then another half a year you might focus on the spiritual. But it gives you just like this way of going through the relationship and just trying different things.